Did you know that in 1989, the deadliest tornado occurred in Bangladesh and killed up to 1,300 people? Extreme weather is inevitable and can occur at any time in any given place. It occurs all around the world, and sometimes we have no expectation of when it's going to happen. Hurricanes, tornadoes, heat waves, and blizzards are all main examples of extreme weather. Extreme weather can be highly damaging and can be deadly to human nature. As a University of Maryland University College student enrolled in a meteorology course, we studied extreme weather and the impacts that it has on humankind. First, I will define extreme weather and discuss the different types of extreme weather, and then I will go over the different effects and impacts that it has had on the world. Extreme weather depends on climate and location. Sometimes a snowstorm may occur in one area, but they're used to this type of weather and it's not so extreme for them. Here in Maryland, when it snows, it becomes extreme. Many people get into car accidents, traffic is damaged, and stores and schools close down. According to the Salem Press, with Gordon and Scott, blizzards are a major weather event of snow. The snow must blow winds up to 35 miles per hour and reduce visibility up to a quarter of a mile for 3 hours. This is a lot of snow to cause a snow blizzard. Snow blizzards form in areas with lots of moisture, and this moisture turns into snow, which causes these blizzards to form. According to the Weather World Project, hurricanes form from the atmosphere and the ocean. They form from thunderstorms as well. The water in the atmosphere and the ocean is required for a hurricane to form. Hurricanes form mainly over the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. This is important because this is near where we live, and sometimes it can come up the coast and affect our areas. Hurricanes range from a Category 1 to a Category 5 storm. Category 1 being the least harmful storm, to Category 5 being the most harmful with the highest winds present. A tornado is a violently rotating column of air that comes in contact with the ground. Tornadoes must reach a wind speed of up to 200 miles per hour in order to cause damage to homes that are well structured. Tornadoes can occur in many areas, but they're not always common in certain areas. Here in Maryland, tornadoes are not very common, but that doesn't mean that they don't have the risk and the chance to still happen. Heat waves are another example of an extreme weather scenario. Extreme levels of high temperature for a period of time, for an extended period of time, is considered a heat wave. The less clouds that are in the air, the more the earth radiates the heat and makes the air hotter. Heat waves can cause a drought, which leads to dry soil, dry plants, and less moisture in the air. Heat waves can happen in Maryland in the summertime with temperatures exceeding 100 miles an hour. Now that we know more information on extreme weather, let's talk about the impacts and effects that it has on those around us. In 1988, there was a deadly blizzard that formed in the East Coast from Maine to Maryland. 400 lives were taken that day, and there were $7 million in property damage. Winds exceeded 100 miles per hour, and many were left stranded. Many did not make it home that night. 10 inches of snow were dropped that day, and there were up to 20 feet in snowdrifts. Many people were unable to go home, and this snowstorm affected many, and many had to recover for many days. Extreme weather is present all throughout history. According to Magoon from the Salem Press, in 547 CE, the Roman Empire suffered from the plague. High temperatures increased the spread of the plague and disease as the flea carried the bubonic plague. High temperatures expanded the lifespan of the flea, which gave them more time to spread the plague throughout this area. Many people died. In Ireland in 1845, they suffered from a very strong heat wave as well. This heat wave could encourage the growth of the potato blight fungus. This fungus led to the failure of the potato crop. Due to the lack of potatoes, there was a strong famine during this period, and up to 1 million people died because of it. Many people died, and this heat wave affected many throughout this time. Damage to infrastructure is also an impact of extreme weather. High temperatures reduce productivity of outside construction workers, and it causes damages to traffic as well. When it snows outside, many people do not drive because many car accidents can form as the roads are icy and slick. When I work at Chick-fil-A, we must decide if it's worth staying open during snowstorms because of the amount of people we have on the clock and the amount of productivity that is formed during these storms. Many people do not go out to get their food, so we have less business, and we have to decide whether we need to think of the safety of those that are driving to and from Chick-fil-A in order to get their food. Also for the safety of the employees as well. This is important because we don't want any car accidents or anyone to get hurt. Today I have informed you on extreme weather, what it is and its effects on those all around us. Many fear the occurrence of extreme weather, but unfortunately it is unpreventable. Extreme weather can happen at any time, as it is also unpredictable. Oftentimes it is only seen maybe days in advance or even hours in advance. It is important that we take all necessary precautions when we find out about these storms and make sure that we are safe and sound from these storms and not get hurt like given in these examples today in my speech.